stand on. You can put your feet down on that and you know it's going to last. And that's what keeps this together. Now typically, since I'm not normally facing this way, I'm going to turn around. This is a charge to you. You're going to have to look at the back of my head for just a second. This is a charge to the witnesses. Because in any ceremony like this, when you come, it's not just so you can participate by seeing the lovely dresses and the flowers and eating a little bit of the food. You are coming as a witness to this union. And what that means for you is that you are taking part in this ceremony and you are saying, yes, I am going to uphold this union. Because as everybody who's lived any time at all knows, you run into storms now and again. As we talked about before, there's always going to be a hiccup in the road. That's life. But the reality is marriage takes those in stride. And it's done with the support and the help of family and friends. So I'm charging you today that you're not just here just to see a pretty ceremony, but you are here in support of this union and to stand behind it at all times. What does marriage actually look like? Well, I think the Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 13 pretty close to what it looks like right here. And I'm going to just read a little bit to you. It's talking about love. It says this: love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. I like to kind of make analogies with current movies a lot of times, and I don't know if you've seen the movie, but there's a movie here that just came out not too long ago that kind of talks about how our relationship with people sometimes is. And one of the things that came out of that movie that just really struck me really deeply was this older gentleman who was kind of a crotchety nature, always had a speech that he gave to young men as they were becoming adults. But there was something in that speech that really struck me, and it was this. He said, there are certain things that you just have to believe. Certain things you have to hold true. And love is one of those things. There are some things that you just have to hold on to. Even if the circumstances all around you seem to be pointing that that is absolutely not the truth, you have to hold on to it anyway. And that's what this passage in 1 Corinthians is talking about. Love believes all things, hopes all things, bears all things. It walks through the storms. Your vows that you're going to be taking today are a commitment to that fact. These are things that you are sharing one to another. These are not just words. And yes, I know there's a document. I know there are legal things that happen. There is something much deeper than the legal side of this that's taking place today. And these vows that you give to each other are things that are spoken, that are from your hearts. And I know that probably for most guys, we probably don't remember most of this stuff about 2-3 weeks down the road. But we have to hold true to the commitment that we are saying here. These are spoken from our hearts, and I know that's true for both of you. But as you speak these to each other, I want you to look at each other as you're committing these vows to one another. Because these are lifelong vows. These are the things, these are the commitments from the deepest parts of your heart.